Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANSgear. We're going to look at an optic for either paintball or airsoft today. This is a Bravo 30 mil red green dot with the cantilever mount to it. So it is a red green dot controllable through the back right here. There's 5 different brightness settings for both the red and the green dot, and then an off position in between both of them. It has the flip up protection on the lenses right there, and it is threaded on the inside here, so you could add a magnifier to it or whatever you want to do, and it is threaded on the front, so if you want to get a sunshade for the front of it, you can put that on there as well. Both of these rings can pop off if you do not want them on there. You just kind of wiggle them off, and then you can run it without them on there. I'd highly recommend keeping them on though when you are not playing, just to be, oops, I got that on backwards, just to keep it safe, so when it's in your gear bag or whatever, you're not smashing it into other things and then it gets all damaged. As with any optic that you are planning on using for airsoft, these will break. So if you get an airsoft BB in there and it hits that glass, it's going to shatter that glass. So they do sell the covers for the front that mount to the rail systems that protect the lenses. Definitely pick one of those up if you're doing airsoft. If you're doing paintball, do the same thing. They're less likely to break with paintball, but it's still possible. So pick up one of those clear Lexan or polycarbonate fronts that will protect the front of your sight, and it will just improve the longevity of your product. That being said, it does have the cantilever mount, which is basically just a fancy word for a riser. You can see that it's kind of offset right there. It's not offset side to side. It just lifts it up and rises it up a little bit. This is probably, you know, a 1/2 to 3/4 inch lift on there. It is adjustable here, so if you undid all these screws, you could rotate it side to side if that's what you want. Nothing comes out the front of this. This isn't a laser or a flashlight or anything like that. This just stores the batteries so that you can adjust the brightness of your dot. Inside your package with this, you will get just some basic stuff, little instruction manual, little cloth to wipe your lenses down, and an Allen key that fits into these pieces here that lets you adjust the rotation on there. It is a 30 mil, so that's the size of the optic on there. So I have this Tippmann gun here. I wanted to mount it up just to show you guys how it would mount up on a gun like this, seeing as though this particular gun for paintball is very, very common. This being a red dot sight, this isn't something that is meant to be looked directly through and focused through. Basically with a red or green dot sight, you want to focus beyond where you beyond the end of the sight, where you want to focus on where you should be looking. And if you're looking through this, you'll see that light down at the end. You don't focus through that. You look past it through the device. And you'll see that red or green dot downfield on whatever you're looking at. So sometimes in a setup like this, where the loader actually protrudes into the field of view, because you're not focusing through it or focusing on the loader, you don't actually see the loader. You just see the dot downfield. What I've done with this one to put it on is the rear sight, I've taken it off right here. This gives me a little bit more play as far as where I can set it up. And because I'm not using these anyway, because I have this on the gun now, this really serves no purpose other than to take up space on the gun. So I'll loosen it up a little bit. I'll set it on here. And then I'll mount it down. Now you can see that set up on top of there, right there. With this flipped up, see that it's right along there. It's still centered and going right down the middle. But if I do look through this and I was to focus on the hopper, I can see this part of the hopper inside the sight. But I should be focusing way out here, way past it. So really I don't even see this. It's in there, but you don't focus on it, so you don't really even see it. And you just see your red dot or your green dot glowing down the field. So it's a great setup. It gives you lots of options on here. I could even slide this a little bit further back. I could bring it forward. You could even bring this forward, and even if you wanted it closer up, give that a little bit of a turn right there. As long as it's not completely blocking the whole front of your optic, you're going to be fine. So put that back there. You can check it out. Now this is a standard Picatinny rail, so it'll mount to any rail up on there. It's good for all sorts of options. So I'll give it one more turn around so you guys can see it. Right there. This is the Bravo 30 mil red dot green dot sight. It's available through the website. Order yours now through ANSgear.com.